he got set up with a that was fucking a pedophile who gave her herpes.
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those fucking trophies, trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, listen, if you look at his career,
This guy. Wow. You're gonna let him say that?
Jay was getting Grammys.
he had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he didn't show up.
No, he has like 20 now.
Oh, Lord.
He had like 18 since he been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
Jay-Z ain't playing games. He's ready for war. And guess who just lit the fuse? 50 Cent. The rap icon might have gone too far this time, poking at one of the most powerful names in the game. Jay isn't staying silent. After 50 came for his marriage to Beyoncé with wild claims that go way beyond typical rap beef. We're talking shady deals, creepy footage, and whispers about control behind closed doors.
I took a pill, but it was for me to perform better. For her to remember, buddy. I didn't fucking give her a drink so she forget what the fuck happened.
Is Beyoncé really just a piece in Jay's empire? Like some kind of puppet being pulled by strings? And what if 50 isn't just trolling for clout, but actually exposing something real? This mess is getting deeper by the second.
What the fuck is going on here, bro? Yes, I took the two drugs. I gave me the fucking drug to perform. So she can remember and possibly love me for that.
Did it work? Did it work?
What the fuck? Yo, bro, look, I'm doing pretty good. Like, doing pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm just saying, this is the opposite of normal shit that we're talking about, bro.
Jay-Z's now clapping back hard at 50, and honestly, 50 brought this storm on himself. He's been throwing shade at Jay since forever, but this time he pushed the line way too far. On the Play Grant podcast with Andrew Schultz, 50 let loose and made it personal. He straight up said Jay-Z owes his empire to Beyoncé. That's not just shots fired. That's a missile. They were all laughing on the podcast, but behind that humor was something real. 50 doubled down, claiming Jay's whole rebrand as a classy family man was only possible because he married Beyoncé. In his words, that marriage gave Jay a clean image and the boost he needed to rise from gritty street rapper to polished business mogul. And just when it felt like things couldn't get more insane, boom. 50 dropped the real bomb. He pointed to a video clip of Beyoncé and Jay-Z that had fans shook. Beyoncé looked completely out of it. What's really going on behind the scenes? You can literally see Beyoncé zoning out at the game, eyes glazed, barely keeping it together. She wasn't just tired. Something felt off. While some might brush it off as fatigue, 50 Cent isn't buying it. He's saying there was more going on behind the scenes, that Beyoncé had been given something before the game even started. And if that wasn't weird enough, things got even more uncomfortable at the Grammys. There's a clip where Jay-Z's pushing her hard to take a drink, and when she turns it down, he gives her a cold, unsettling stare.
You're not wrong. At the same time.
After that, he got some shit, he started drinking. His pictures with him like fucking things the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades.
Because he's no
marriage.
longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
That wasn't just disappointment. That look was stone cold serious. Why was he so eager to get her to drink it? That vibe wasn't romantic. It was straight up disturbing. 50 said it best. This don't look like love. It's more like a twisted dynamic, with Jay playing puppet master while Bey just follows his lead. That ain't how a real marriage should look. But here's where it gets real dark. Most folks don't even know this. Way before Beyoncé was topping charts, there were whispers in the industry that she was being lined up for success in shady ways. And one story is raising serious eyebrows. Check out what Bun B said in an interview. It's wild. He mentioned that back in the day, UGK and Destiny's Child were recording in the same building. Pimp C thought about dropping in to meet the girls just to say what's up. Beyoncé was excited. Just a fan moment, right? But according to Bun B, her dad, Matthew Knowles, had something else cooking. He allegedly wanted Pimp to get with Beyoncé because it would have helped both their careers take off. That's not your average stage dad hustle. That's calculated.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's in.
Oh, wow.
Right? You were connected to the biggest.
Jay got it for the music. Jay got it for the music.
You didn't see.
He deserved those.
Those scenarios like this, like Black excellence. They're sitting there like, yeah. It's the billionaire brunch. You're like,
I hate you, man.
unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you niggas this year.
Pimp C wasn't having it. He turned down whatever deal Papa Knowles was offering. But you know who didn't say no? Jay-Z. And according to Jaguar Wright, that wasn't just some regular romance. She claims Beyoncé was groomed and trained to play a very specific role. Wild, right? Think it's too crazy to believe? Just look at the facts. Beyoncé had it all: beauty, fame, options. So why did she end up with a man who had a violent past and was literally on probation? That's right. A lot of folks don't realize this, but Jay-Z stabbed record exec Lance Rivera back in the late 90s. He pleaded not guilty to third-degree assault, but by January 2000, he got slapped with 3 years probation. That's not some minor issue. That's serious. Now, Beyoncé herself has said she started dating Jay when she was around 20, which puts their relationship starting in 2001 or 2002, right in the middle of that probation period. So the question is, why would someone as polished and business savvy as Beyoncé link up with a man going through all that legal heat? Most people wouldn't. So what was really going on? Some fans are convinced it wasn't just love, it was business. Maybe Jay and Matthew Knowles made a behind-the-scenes deal. But here's the problem with deals like that. When they aren't built on real feelings, things can fall apart fast. And according to the whispers, Jay wasn't taking any chances. Allegedly, he made sure Bey stayed in line by feeding her substances to keep her under control. Sounds extreme? Sure. But when you consider the Cassie and Diddy situation, it suddenly doesn't sound so far out. These aren't just wild internet theories. There have been multiple blind items dropped over the years, all pointing to the same pattern. One anonymous tip even hinted at a major superstar, described as gorgeous, rich, and married, struggling with a serious habit behind closed doors. Sound familiar? The clues are all there. Fans have been piecing this together for years. And now it's starting to make sense. But how does Beyoncé keep up that non-stop hustle? The voice, the tours, the flawless appearances. It's like she never runs out of steam. Well, according to some insiders, the answer might be darker than we thought.
Yeah. Come on, bro.
That's crazy. He just looking at his watch during the whole Rock Nation prayer. Like, is it 3:30?
Yeah, it's almost time to get out.
What the fuck is that?
Yo, I feel like I'm normal again. Get me out of here.
Oh, wow. So that's the deal he signed, huh?
Yeah, that's the deal. Like, the other ones didn't count as much as that one did.
One substance. A single high-powered drug that gets her going and keeps her up. What used to be a rare thing has reportedly turned into a full-blown daily habit. Yeah, everyone knew she smoked a little weed here and there, but no one expected this level. Hard drugs? That's a shocker. People are now realizing that her struggle might run deeper than we imagined. And with the environment she's in, it starts to make unfortunate sense. Let's be real. Both her husband and parts of her family have long histories tied to substance use and the street game. So for some, this was written in the stars. And if this situation spiraled, fans are pointing fingers straight at one person, Jay-Z. And honestly, no one's even surprised. Jay himself has never hidden his past. Actor Faizon Love once called him out for supposedly exaggerating his street credibility, but Jay actually addressed all of it himself. In a one-on-one interview with Oprah, he walked her through the tough streets of the Marcy projects where he grew up. He wasn't just making stories up. He said flat out that surviving there was life or death. Back in the 1980s, when the crack wave was wrecking communities, 13-year-old Jay got pulled into the drug game. With his father gone since he was 11, Jay turned to the dealers around him as role models. That's where he learned the codes of the street, stuff like loyalty, survival, and keeping your word. He once said, "If you broke your word, it wasn't court you had to worry about. It was the block." That environment taught him how to move smart, how to control situations, and how to manipulate survival in his favor. So if anyone knows exactly how substances can be used to control someone, it's him. If Jay really wanted Beyoncé under his thumb, he already had all the tools to make that happen. And that's what has people seriously worried. So the big question is there any real proof backing all these claims? Surprisingly, yes. Over the years, several body language experts have analyzed Jay-Z and Beyoncé's public appearances and what they found. It's raising more than a few eyebrows. These aren't just fan theories anymore. Professionals are seeing signs that something's off. At first glance, certain pictures might look like sweet, affectionate moments. But according to North Carolina-based body language expert Blanca Cobb, the truth might be more complicated. She studied one particular photo that had fans gushing, Jay-Z and Beyoncé walking close together. Sure, it might look romantic, but Cobb noticed something different. She pointed out that while their lower bodies moved in sync, Beyoncé was walking slightly behind him, not next to him like most couples naturally would. And Jay's arm, it wasn't just resting, it was pulling her back. Even though Beyoncé was smiling and looked relaxed, Cobb said that Jay's grip came across more as a way of saying, "I got you, don't go anywhere." That's not your average handhold. That's a subtle but powerful way to show control. It might not look alarming to the untrained eye, but to someone who knows the signs, it's telling. And then there's the photo that really turned heads. In this one, Jay-Z isn't holding her hand or waist. He's holding her by the neck. Let that sink in. That kind of touch isn't casual or tender, it's dominant. Blanca explained that while she couldn't say for sure what his intentions were, that type of physical contact is often used to express ownership, not support, not love, possession. Meanwhile, Beyoncé's response? She wasn't mirroring the energy. She looked stiff, almost distant. Her body didn't lean into him. She wasn't holding him back. Her reaction, while hard to fully read without seeing her face, made it clear. She wasn't matching his vibe. These aren't isolated moments either. Time and time again, Jay-Z is caught on camera using physical gestures that seem less like affection and more like statements. Public declarations that say, "She's mine. Don't forget it." And when you start stacking all those moments together, it paints a chilling picture. Yeah, to some people it might look cute at first glance, but a lot of fans are saying it feels more like Jay-Z's treating Beyoncé like an accessory, not a partner, something to show off. And the way she reacts, it's not exactly giving comfortable. There's a noticeable difference in energy between them. Blanca Cobb pointed it out clearly. Jay-Z is way more touchy-feely than Beyoncé. It's how he shows love, but the issue is, she rarely returns that same energy. She allows it, but she's not initiating it. That's a key difference. Cobb even said you can't always judge a couple's relationship just from photos, but when one person's always doing the touching and the other's just tolerating it, that definitely makes you stop and think. So why doesn't Beyoncé seem fully into these public displays of affection, especially with the man she's married to and has kids with? Well, some fans think the reason might go way deeper than people realize. The theory? She wasn't just with Jay-Z, she was put with him. People believe her relationship with Jay wasn't built on love, but strategy. A power move, a setup. And Beyoncé may have been the prize in a much bigger business deal. She might smile in public and say all the right things, but behind the scenes, her ex-bodyguard claims it wasn't a love story. It was a transaction, a business arrangement made to benefit careers, not hearts. If this had just come from a blind item or an anonymous insider report, fans might have brushed it off as gossip. But this isn't just internet rumors. We're talking about Beyoncé's former bodyguard, a man who had full access to their private world. So when he speaks, people listen. And he didn't just hint that Bey and Jay had a contract marriage, he straight up confirmed it. Even more shocking, he backed up the whispers about Beyoncé being on substances. Not just speculation, confirmation. But here's where things get real sketchy. Ron, the former bodyguard, has completely vanished. Just months ago, he was all over social media, dropping bombshells and pulling back the curtain on Beyoncé and Jay's marriage. Now, nothing. Silence. Like he disappeared into thin air. Fans are losing their minds over this. Some believe Ron might have passed away under suspicious circumstances. Others think he's gone underground, laying low because the pressure got too real. There's even talk that he might have been silenced for saying too much. And here's the thing, if Ron was lying, there wouldn't be a reason to make him disappear. But if he was telling the truth, that's when people start getting nervous. That's when things get dangerous, especially if he exposed something as serious as Jay-Z allegedly dosing Beyoncé to keep her under control. It sounds wild, until you hear what one music producer said. Apparently, Beyoncé once pushed herself so hard, she ended up with 5-hour energy poisoning. She drank too many just to stay awake for over 40 hours while trying to finish 6 songs. That's not just work ethic, that's desperation. That's someone being pushed past the limit. So when you connect the dots, Ron's claims, her extreme energy habits, and Jay-Z's past, it's hard not to wonder what's really been going on behind the scenes. He had been in the studio with Beyoncé, deep into a late-night session, grinding through tracks. At this point, any regular person would have called it a wrap and headed home to crash, but not Bey. Nope, she was just getting started. She dove straight into working on a 3rd song like it was nothing. The producer admitted he was already fading and needed something to get his energy back up. That's when Beyoncé showed him just how far she's willing to push herself, and it shocked him. She wasn't just working. She was powering through like a machine. But pushing herself came at a cost. That vacation she had lined up right after the studio grind, canceled. She ended up sick, all because she pushed her body way past its limits. And while a lot of fans saw that as a badge of honor, saying, wow, now that's dedication, others took a step back and saw something way more alarming. That kind of nonstop drive doesn't just come from motivation. It screams of someone who needs substances just to keep functioning. Some fans say it's the high-pressure lifestyle. But others, they believe the years of alleged dosing have messed with her system so bad, she can't even operate without a chemical boost. Her nerves, burnt out. Her energy, artificial. And it's heartbreaking if true. One thing's clear. There are some major red flags surrounding Bey and Jay's relationship. And 50 Cent? He's not just talking trash. He might actually be shining a light on something people have been afraid to look at. Could Jay really be going after him for it? And more importantly, is Beyoncé being used behind the scenes? We want to hear your take on it. Drop a comment below. Do you think there's truth behind these rumors? Is 50 onto something? And is Jay really pulling the strings? Make sure to hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. We've got more jaw-dropping stories on the way. See you on the next one.